Welcome to Chelder, where history, mystery, and untold stories collide. Today, we're diving into a land that's been at the heart of civilization and conflict for thousands of years, Iraq. From the cradle of human innovation to the crossroads of empires, this country has seen it all. So buckle up for 30 insane facts about Iraq that will make you see this ancient land in a whole new light. Trust me, it's way more than just deserts and oil fields. There are secrets buried everywhere, and we're about to unearth them. Fact number 1. Iraq is home to the cradle of civilization. Iraq, specifically the region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, is known as the cradle of civilization because it gave birth to some of humanity's first great societies, like Sumer, Akkad, and Babylon. These ancient pioneers didn't just invent writing and the wheel. They built cities, created governments, and established the first economies. Without them, we'd still be trying to figure out how to trade goats for grain without confusing everyone. Fact number 2. The first written laws came from Iraq. Around 1754 BCE, Hammurabi, the king of Babylon, codified one of the world's earliest sets of laws, the Code of Hammurabi. These laws were inscribed on a giant stone slab and included gems like, "If a man destroys another's eye, his eye shall be destroyed." It's basically the ancient version of a strict no-refund policy, and it made sure justice was swift, if a bit brutal. Fact number 3. Iraq boasts the world's first city. Uruk, located in modern Iraq, is considered the first city in human history, dating back to 4500 BCE. With a population of over 50,000 at its peak, it had everything: trade, temples, and probably ancient complaints about noisy neighbors. The name Uruk even inspired the name Iraq, which is a pretty big flex for a city that started out in the Stone Age. Fact number 4. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon might have been in Iraq. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, are believed to have been located in Iraq. These lush, terraced gardens supposedly defied gravity and desert conditions to become an oasis of greenery. While historians debate their existence, we can all agree it sounds like a garden project that got way out of hand. Fact number 5. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers flow through Iraq. These two legendary rivers are like the twin arteries of Mesopotamia, bringing life to an otherwise arid region. Together, they created the Fertile Crescent, which allowed ancient civilizations to thrive. Without them, the world's first cities would have been more like glorified sandcastles. Fact number 6. Iraq gave us beer. The Sumerians, one of Iraq's earliest civilizations, were brewing beer as far back as 4000 BCE. They even wrote songs dedicated to Ninkasi, the goddess of brewing, which doubled as recipes. That's right, the first beer guide was basically a hymn book. Cheers to history. Fact number 7. Baghdad was the intellectual capital of the world. During the 8th and 9th centuries, Baghdad was the center of learning and culture during the Islamic Golden Age. The city's house of wisdom attracted scholars from all over the world who translated texts, advanced math, and even invented algorithms. If Baghdad were around today, it'd be the Silicon Valley of the medieval world. Fact number 8. Iraq is linked to the Tower of Babel legend. The biblical Tower of Babel, a story about humanity's doomed attempt to build a tower to heaven, is thought to be inspired by ziggurats in Mesopotamia. These step pyramids were architectural marvels of their time, though probably not tall enough to irritate God. Fact number 9. Iraq's ziggurats predate the pyramids. While everyone's busy talking about Egypt's pyramids, Iraq's ziggurats, built centuries earlier, were the true OGs of monumental architecture. The ziggurat of Ur, built around 2100 BCE, is still standing today, proving that ancient Mesopotamian construction workers really knew their stuff. Fact number 10. The Epic of Gilgamesh originated here. Written around 2100 BCE, the Epic of Gilgamesh is the world's oldest known story. It tells the tale of a king's adventures, his quest for immortality, and some very intense bromance. It's like the original superhero epic, complete with a monster fight and existential crisis. Fact number 11. Iraq has had 25 capitals throughout history. With cities like Babylon, Nineveh, and Baghdad, Iraq has played musical chairs with its capitals more than almost any other country. Each city rose to prominence as empires flourished, only to be toppled by invaders or time. If there were a prize for historical rebranding, Iraq would win hands down. Fact number 12. Iraq is a linguistic time capsule. From the cuneiform of ancient Sumer to the Aramaic spoken by Jesus, Iraq has been home to some of history's most influential languages. Even modern Arabic has deep ties to the region. It's like a linguistic buffet that keeps serving up classics. Fact number 13. Saddam Hussein idolized Nebuchadnezzar. Saddam Hussein saw himself as the modern-day equivalent of Nebuchadnezzar, the ancient Babylonian king who conquered Jerusalem. He even tried to rebuild Babylon, but the result was more theme park than historical restoration. Still, it's not every day a dictator fancies himself a reincarnated ruler from 2,500 years ago. Fact number 14. Iraq might be the site of the Garden of Eden. Many biblical scholars believe the Garden of Eden was located in Mesopotamia, near the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. If true, that would make Iraq the original vacation destination, until a certain snake ruined it for everyone. Fact number 15. Iraq has the world's oldest library. The Library of Ashurbanipal in Nineveh dates back to the 7th century BCE and housed over 30,000 clay tablets. While you can't check out books there anymore, it's still considered one of the greatest ancient archives ever discovered. Fact number 16. Iraq is sitting on a sea of oil. Iraq has an estimated 145 billion barrels of proven oil reserves, making it one of the richest countries in the world, at least underground. Above ground, that wealth has fueled countless conflicts and power struggles, proving that black gold comes with a price. Fact number 17. Iraq has more marshes than you'd expect. The southern region of Iraq is home to the Mesopotamian marshes, a vast wetland that some call the Venice of the East. These marshes have been a home to the Ma'dan, or Marsh Arabs, for millennia. Saddam Hussein famously drained the marshes in the 1990s to suppress rebellion, but they've since been restored. Think of it as nature's ultimate comeback story. Fact number 18. Iraq is where humanity's love for astrology began. The ancient Babylonians were among the first to chart the stars, developing an early form of astrology around 2400 BCE. They divided the sky into 12 zodiac signs. Yep, the same ones we use today. Next time someone reads their horoscope, they can thank ancient Iraq for making it possible to blame Mercury retrograde. Fact number 19. Iraq's Babylon was the world's first metropolis. Babylon, which reached its peak under King Nebuchadnezzar II, was one of the first cities to have over 200,000 residents. It had sophisticated infrastructure, grand temples, and bustling markets. It wasn't just a city, it was the ancient world's version of Manhattan, minus the yellow cabs. Fact number 20. Iraq is home to some of the oldest farming communities. Agriculture in Iraq dates back to around 10,000 BCE. The fertile lands of Mesopotamia allowed early humans to cultivate wheat and barley, giving rise to permanent settlements. It's like the world's first farm-to-table movement, except with stone tools and a lot of trial and error. Fact number 21. Iraq played a key role in the invention of the calendar. The Babylonians developed a lunar calendar with 12 months, each based on the phases of the moon. This ancient system helped farmers track planting and harvesting seasons. Without it, we might still be trying to figure out when the heck summer starts. Fact number 22. Iraq had a thriving Jewish community for centuries. Iraq was home to one of the largest and oldest Jewish communities in the world, dating back to the Babylonian exile in the 6th century BCE. Baghdad, in particular, was a center of Jewish scholarship for over 1,000 years. Talk about a history that's rich and multi-layered. Fact number 23. Iraq is where Alexander the Great died. Alexander the Great, one of history's most legendary conquerors, met his end in Babylon in 323 BCE. Rumors still swirl about the cause of his death. Was it poisoning, fever, or something more mysterious? Whatever the truth, Iraq holds the final chapter of his epic story. Fact number 24. Iraq's deserts hide countless ancient treasures that Iraq's arid regions are a treasure trove of archaeological sites. From buried Sumerian cities to forgotten Assyrian palaces, it's like a giant sandbox filled with secrets. Every time someone digs in Iraq, there's a good chance they'll stumble upon a piece of history. Fact number 25. Iraq is home to the Al-Mutanabbi Street. Baghdad's Al-Mutanabbi Street has been a hub for booksellers and intellectuals for over 1,000 years. Known as the Street of Books, it's a paradise for bibliophiles. Even during times of conflict, this street has remained a symbol of Iraq's love for knowledge and culture. Fact number 26. Iraq has over 7,000 years of pottery. The ancient Iraqis were pioneers in pottery making, creating beautiful and functional ceramics as far back as 5000 BCE. These artifacts offer a glimpse into the daily lives of ancient Mesopotamians, who apparently appreciated a good vase as much as we do. Fact number 27. Iraq's cuisine is a history lesson in itself. Iraqi food, like maskauf, grilled fish, and kuba, meat-stuffed dumplings, reflects centuries of cultural blending. Recipes have been passed down from ancient Mesopotamia, making every bite a taste of history. Who knew history could be so delicious? Fact number 28. Iraq has been invaded more times than you can count. From the Mongols and Persians to the Ottomans and the British, Iraq has been a crossroads for empires. Each invasion left its mark, shaping the region's culture, architecture, and unfortunately, its scars. It's the geographic equivalent of a revolving door for conquerors. Fact number 29. Iraq's flag has a unique history. That Iraq's flag features 3 horizontal stripes, red, white, black, with the Arabic phrase, Allahu Akbar, God is great, in the center. The phrase was added by Saddam Hussein in 1991 during the Gulf War. Few national symbols carry such a charged and evolving history. Fact number 30. Iraq's modern oil boom reshaped the world. Oil was discovered in Iraq in 1927, and the rest is history, literally. The Kirkuk oil field became one of the largest in the world, fueling both prosperity and conflict. Iraq's oil wealth has shaped global politics, influenced wars, and made it a focal point for anyone with an interest in energy or world domination. And there you have it. 30 insane facts about Iraq that prove it's one of the most fascinating and complex places on Earth. From shaping civilization to fueling modern geopolitics, Iraq's story is nothing short of epic. If you enjoyed this dive into history and discovery, don't forget to subscribe to Chelder for more jaw-dropping facts that connect the dots of our world. And hey, hit that like button. It's easier than building a ziggurat, and it helps keep these fascinating stories coming. Until next time, stay curious,